squeeze in.
What about that?
Yeah. That's on the
All right. Yeah, that was all you guys. You got it, man. All right, Shalom. All right. We the brothers of Great Millstone, the Church of Birmingham, Alabama, and as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Yeah, that's the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit in the ancient Hebrew tongue. I also want to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, must do honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's laboring in His work, and as well as you believers, the Akim, as well as the Aqua, which will be the brothers and the sisters that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, this live stream right here, this sitting, is going to be, as promised, a continuation from last week through the Spirit. It was so much information, we wasn't able to, go into everything, but the Spirit of the Lord allowed us to come back again to, touch on this topic, because this is very important. When you consider these different Israelite groups out there, they teach you that you're an Israelite, but the overtone is pretty much a celebration. Matter of fact, give me Revelation. You know what I mean? This is not so much. This is not. It's just a celebration. It's a balance. Yeah, you are excited. You're ecstatic. To find that you're an Israelite. But for the most part, coming back into the fold, you're going to be chastised, and the kingdom, the translation of the kingdom, the transition of power is going to be a very tumultuous transition. It's not going to be as smooth as you think. It's not like you're going to just throw on a garment and get crowned. No, you're going to be chastised, and that transition going to be a rocky. When you go into the timeline, the biblical timelines, whenever another kingdom came, into power, preceding another kingdom, it was never a smooth transition. In fact, it was done through the act of war in most cases. Save the Babylonians. It was more of a surgical strike, but still the overtone was war. It wasn't like they sat down and diplomatically worked everything out. Like, look, you know what? Your time is up. We come. No, and Esau is not going to give up his kingdom as easy. So this is going to be a rigorous transition what we're going to go through. See?
Right.
So let's go out.
Yeah, this is Revelations 10:10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey.
Yep.
And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Right. So this is the bitterness of the scriptures right here. This perspective, because everybody can attest to this. When you come in, you're excited. Here it is. Your history is riddled with being downtrodden, being defeated by your enemies. Then you find out you the children of the Most High. You're gonna have a kingdom prepared for you. You're gonna have all the resources on the planet Earth. You're gonna rule over the nations. That's sweet. But when you get into the reality of it, when it settles in your mind, it becomes bitter, man. And that's what we come in at, the prophets. Okay. Matter of fact, somebody give me that Jeremiah real quick. 28. Yes. You know what I want? Pestilence.
Jeremiah 28.
Yeah, hold this real quick out and give me that Jeremiah 28. Go ahead.
I got it. This book of Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, read that again.
This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yep. So that's the message of war, of pestilence, and evil. Okay? That's the message. So when you get settled and grounded into this thing, what happens? It settles in and that bitterness kick in. Okay? And that's why we tilt our hat to the men that was laboring before us. Starting with the apostles and different brothers that's been grinding, chipping away at this thing before we got into this thing, man. You sit back from afar and you just admire them like, damn. The brother's been enduring, man. So, yep. You get what you got real quick?
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right, prepare your soul for temptation. That's heavy right there. This is not that portrait that these different Israelite groups has painted for you, man. You come into this thing, you throwing some armbands, throwing a turban, and you celebrate. No, man. Go ahead up.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright.
Get your mind right. Go ahead.
Constantly endure.
Constantly endure. This means we're going to be faced with adversity. There's going to be certain obstacles in our way. You got to get over them hurdles, man. That's right. Go ahead up.
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
Right, meaning you're going to be guaranteed trouble. But make not haste. You shouldn't look for the exit door out of there. And see, the Lord bad, man. The Lord is bad because when you get those situations, you face with those situations, that's the Lord showing you that He's with you. That's bad because you link it back to the scriptures. Did not He promise you that?
Okay.
The Lord promised you that. Now, give me that in Joel real quick. He called in yet?
Somebody ever see
Yep. The Lord promised you that. That's balance. That's perfection right there, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, while he getting there, give me Proverbs 11:1. That's the balance. When you walk a tightrope, you can't lean more so to one side or to the other. It got to be a balance now. It got to be a balance. And this is a tightrope. This is a dangerous path we have embarked on, man. We have embarked on a mission that others wouldn't dare. If you knew how this path was fraught with danger, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead, huh?
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. But the just weight is His delight.
Right, so this is going to be a tightrope act, which requires balance. See? So now, go ahead.
All right, this is Job chapter 2, start at verse 9. It said, then said his wife unto him, doest thou still retain thine integrity?
Right, retain thine integrity. Go ahead.
Curse the Most High and die. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Right, one of the foolish virgins. When you go into the parable,
Yeah, that's it.
you got it's two extremes.
Yep, that's it.
You know, either you're gonna matter of fact, let's prove that. Give me Proverbs 20:23 real quick. It's two different extremes. Either you are numbered amongst the foolish, or you numbered amongst the wise and prudent. All right, that's why Job made that statement. You speak as one of the foolish women, man. One of those doctrines out there that want us to put this down and become acclimated into America. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, Con, this is the book of Proverbs 22 and verse 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Woo! So you see, what's the two extremes there? The prudent and the wise versus the simple and the foolish. And the outcome for the wise is they're going to be preserved, and opposed to the foolish, they're going to be numbered to the sword. And when you read Jeremiah 15 chapter, the Lord gives you a, you know what I mean? He gives you a menu, man, of how you're going to be put to death. See, we coming to the time now where this thing is serious business, man. And it's really only for the serious minded. You see? So you go ahead, let's go back. Job.
Job 2:10, it says, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High? And shall we not receive evil?
And that's the balance. So we got to receive the evil. So you come into this thing and you find out you're an Israelite, that's the good. You know, that's that good sensation you get. That's the vibration that overwhelms. That's the overtone when you first find out you're an Israelite, man. So much so, you challenging your family all of a sudden. You bringing the scriptures out. You're excited, you know. But as you become acclimated into the truth, you become settled and grounded, then that bitterness kick in, you know. And guess who contribute to that bitterness? The prophets. Because we telling you brothers and sisters out there, it's about to get bad. There's an hour preserved. There's an hour known as the hour of temptation. That was coined by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that you got to look forward to, man. And you might as well face it head up, man, because there's no way you could just, you know, dismiss it. You know, you just cover it. You know, no, you got to be willing to face that. You got to go through that. See? So, go ahead. You got something?
I got a quick piece.
Bring it up.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 9. And when I beheld and looked, and behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein.
Right, and what's that book? The Holy Bible. The very same Bible, you know what I mean? Everybody want to use as the banner to bring everybody together. The banner to push out or bring forth this vibration of peace. Go ahead, Doc.
And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without.
Now, what do it mean when it said within, without? When you look at these pages, on the inside of this page, there's writings, and on the outside of the page, there's writings. See that? Go ahead, Doc.
And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
See that? Lamentation, mourning, and woe. All of those are different. There's no peace. What outlet can you take? That's lamentation, mourning, and woe. That's it, man. That's the bitterness of this book. See? So now, what you got something?
Okay. Quick precept from GMS Enduring Branch. Shalom, shalom. This is Sirach chapter 21 and verse 12. It says, he that is not wise will not be taught. But there is a wisdom which multiplieth bitterness.
Hey, and that wilderness is that wisdom is these scriptures. This multiplies bitterness, man. That's why the scriptures tell you what much. Somebody give me that real quick.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because, just simplify it, right? Let's simplify it. Let's say when you consider the dynamic between parents and children, a child don't have to deal with the ills of the world. They don't worry about bills. It's all fun and games with them. Why? Because they don't have wisdom. But the parent, on the other hand, they got to deal with bills, working. So by default, their wisdom multiply sorrow, man. You oblivious to the things that, if you're a kid, you're oblivious to, the reality and the ills of life. And it's all due to your wisdom or lack thereof. Go ahead, Doc.
Right. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly.
Woo, go ahead.
I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit.
See that? Go ahead.
For in much wisdom is much grief,
See, and much wisdom is much grief, man. Go ahead.
and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Right, if you don't know your old lady cheating on you, you good. Once you find out, that mess up your whole day, man. Just that one, you know what I mean? Phone call, hey bro, I saw your old lady. That, see? So anybody got a precept?
Kind of got one.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37 and 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Read it again.
Ecclesiasticus 37 and 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Right, yeah, don't give yourself over to the things that's going to destroy you, man. You know? Then you got more on that? That was it? Somebody got something? Go ahead, bring it up.
This quick precept. This wasn't Solomon 2 and 6. It says his left hand is under my head,
Woo!
and his right hand doth embrace me.
His left hand is under my head. Read that again, huh?
This wasn't Solomon 2 and 6. His left hand is under my head.
And what is his left hand? Somebody give me Job 2, Job 1. Because just say if you have a child, when you go to embrace your infant, you don't pick your infant up with one hand, you pick him up with both hands. So when the Lord embrace you, he's not going to only embrace you with his right hand, which is Yahweh Shah, he's going to embrace you with the left hand, which is who? Read.
God, this is Job chapter 1 and 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feared the Most High and is sure of evil.
Right, go ahead.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said, though Job fear the Most High for not, this was wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
good.
can.
All right. It says, has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hand, and his substance is in.
Put forth thy hand.
Yep.
Read that what you got one more time, huh?
That's it.
This wasn't Solomon 2 and 6. It says under his left hand is under. This is his left hand is under my head,
See, his left hand is under my head. Go ahead.
and his right hand doth embrace me.
So when the Lord grabs you and embrace you, he embrace you with both hands. We know the right hand is Yahweh Shah,
Right.
but who is the left hand? Let's read right here again.
It says, put forth thine hand now,
See, but put forth thine hand. Go ahead.
and touch all that he have.
Now, who did the Lord use to touch him? Satan. So when Satan said, put forth your hand, that Satan was saying, put your left hand on him too.
That's it.
Go ahead.
It says, but put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he have, and he will curse thee to thy face.
See what I'm saying?
That's it.
Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he have is in thy power. That's it.
That's why when you can't tell things don't go right, that means the Lord gave that jurisdiction over to Satan to sift you, man. Which when you go into the idea of sifting, it goes into the provoking you into overthrow,
Agitation.
agitation,
Inward.
yeah,
Yep.
agitation so much to the point of overthrow. And that's Satan that do that. Go ahead. That's that left hand. So in order for the Lord to deal with you, it got to be a balance. Got to be the right and the left hand.
That's it.
You don't pick up your newborn baby with one hand. See, you pick it up with two hands.
That's it.
Go ahead.
It said, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he have in thy power, only upon himself
That's it.
put not forth thine hand.
Yep. Put forth not thine hand. All right. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Salomon, Maki, how about you?
God, this is Job.
Oh, no doubt. Hey, put it on speaking. Hey, we finna put you on now. Hey, the water too, the water. And put that on. Hey, we got the brother from GMS Hawaii. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Put it on speakerphone. Hey, Shalom. Can y'all hear it on him?
Yeah.
Make sure y'all can hear it on this
on
one.
the comment board, man. So yeah, I just want to make a quick point because like we're in a time right now where it's evident that Yahweh Bashim and Yahweh Shai is only dealing with one group of people, man. And when I say group of people, I mean men that are sanctioned to be leaders of Israel, teachers of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And those men are the apostles. Start off with the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and then it goes out to all the other brothers in the highways and hedges that even may not even be with us, but they still preaching in the same doctrine and in the same spirit. And the reason why it made me bring this up is because recently, about 2 days ago, I had ran into IUIC, like right around the corner from my house, and I never seen them out there. You know, they just kind of like showed up. You know, and I didn't get in any like confrontation with them, but I still did, and I listened to see what they was talking about, where it was going off, and certain portions of what they were saying, like telling Jake that we're the Israelites, you know, we need to come back to see how about Shem Hashai. I was totally in agreement with that. The white man's a devil. Yeah, I was totally in agreement with that. But then, as you listen, you realize that, hey, the Lord's not dealing with these guys, man. And the reason why, because one of the guys that was the one that was actually speaking, because the leader, he was standing over to the right, and he had the one guy speaking, and this nigga said, basically he was talking about the new moon. And I said, well, the new moon is dictated by, the Sabbath is dictated by the new moon, you know. And he was like, no, he said, well, some people got that, but we go by the Gregorian calendar. He said, Christ went by the Gregorian calendar, so we go by the Gregorian calendar. And I was like, what? The Gregorian calendar, and then I didn't know, I wanted to say something, but the Spirit had my tongue bridled, so I just waited till I got home, and I looked it up. And the Gregorian calendar wasn't enacted until 1582 by Pope Gregory the 13th. I meant the 18th or something like that. Anyway, so how could Howard Shai, or the one he called Christ, follow the Gregorian calendar? And on top of that, the Gregorian calendar is a solar calendar. It's not a lunar calendar. So that's impossible. And so that just showed me that, yo, these dudes ain't right. Then, like Apostle Jahar said, like, you got this good teaching that we're the Israelites, but it's more than that. You got to teach our people about prophecy. You got to warn our people. You got to correct, exalt our people. And that's what we're doing. The only ones that's doing that are the apostles and the elders, the great millstone that goes on down. You know what I'm saying? That's doing this thing in truth and sincerity. And then when you look at all the other groups, just like IUIC, they're in it for the numbers. They're in it for the filthy lucre sake. And if you might got some sincere guys amongst them, Lord willing, how about some reconcile, they'll come out of that. Because their love was scattered everywhere. But at the same time, it's like the Most High said, what? He's not the author of confusion. And so we here at Great Millstone, you know, we're ordained to do what we're doing. Not of any of our own will, not because we want to get something out of it, like carnal. We doing this to seek out our own soul salvation. And so again, knowing who to learn from, knowing who the truth is coming from, because the Lord is not. He's not going, I'm going to get on this, I'm going to get IUIC. No, he's dealing with the apostles and the elders, man. And it's evident. And it's evident, especially at this junction. And it's very important that we spread that message, because not everybody is apt to teach, and not everybody is fit to teach. Not everybody is fit to be a leader. Not everybody is fit to be a follower. And so you got to know who you're getting it from, where you're getting it from. And so I just want to bring that out, brothers, man. And y'all continue edifying. I'll keep watching, man. And the water out there.
Hey, Tawada, hey, that's beautiful point, man. Hey, Tawada, that's a beautiful point. Hey, call halal, and that's another one of those brothers that's been laboring in this thing, man. You know, and brother that we look up to, you know, we admire through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. He made a beautiful point, because these different groups, they don't teach prophecy, man. Give me Revelation 19 and 10, and while he getting that, give me what you got.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 9. Therefore, I purpose.
Yeah, you got these different groups teaching about the Sabbath, and why aren't you teaching the things concerning prophecy, man? Because even Yahweh Shai, remember when Yahweh Shai was being led to the cross, he prophesied. He said, look, don't mourn for me, mourn for the children.
That's right.
See? Go ahead,
Because this Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 9. Therefore, I purpose to take her to me, to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief.
Right. Now, jump at the 8th verse again. Jump to the 8th verse.
All right, cut.
And read that.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and 8. It says, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old,
Go ahead.
and conjureth aright what is to come.
Prophecy. She conjectureth aright the things that are to come.
That's it.
So if you really have wisdom, you're going to be speaking concerning the things of which is to come.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It said, she knoweth the subtleties of speeches,
Right, the things written in this book. Go ahead.
and can expound dark sentences.
Go ahead.
She perceiveth signs.
She foreseeth signs.
Boy, see.
She foreseeth signs. Just like the brother was saying, man. We have to prophesy.
That's right.
Go ahead.
She perceiveth signs and wonders and the events of sin.
Read that again.
She perceived the signs and wonders and the events of seasons and times.
And the event.
Come on, man.
So if you really got wisdom, that's what you're going to be into. And what we doing tonight.
Right.
Just like all the other beloved brothers. Right. We speaking concerning the things on the horizon.
That's right. Yup, that's it.
The events and times and seasons. That's a bad precept right there. That captures the very essence of what Yahweh Shai and the true men of the Lord is about, man.
Right.
Okay? All right, so that was it on that. We ain't got to go to the 9th verse. Go ahead, get y'all precepts.
Yeah, I got on. This
Hold what you got. Get what you got.
Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
Yep. See, go
Worship
ahead.
the Most High.
Yep, worship the Most High. Why?
For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
It's the spirit of prophecy, man. It's the spirit of prophecy. See? I want you to tell me the things to come. What? Even on a carnal level, you saying, tell me about some old, some old rap niggas, the Locks. They said, who?
Oh, yeah.
They said, talking about old niggas who had it.
Yeah.
With the same old niggas who rat it. Who cares? We don't care about what was in the past. that was a mean line.
Yeah,
So I don't want to hear about old niggas who had it.
Yeah.
Them was the same old niggas who rat it.
Yeah.
Who cares, man?
Yeah.
So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, on all levels, you want to hear about things to come.
That's right.
That would grab your attention, man. That's why the spirit of the Lord is what? Prophecy, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, I'll get what you got.
Ecclesiastes 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied
That's it.
in prophecy.
Come on, man.
That's it. That's it. Read that again.
Hey, man, that's why the brother came on in the spirit, man. The brother said that, man.
Yeah.
You know, these different groups, they, you know, for you followers out there, you should be able to discern that. You should be able to distinguish what group is going into the things to come, starting with the apostles and elders, man.
Yeah.
We speaking concerning the things that's coming, man.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc.
He also said they was worried about numbers.
Yo,
You know, they all worried about
what numbers, man? When you read, is that Matthew the 7th chapter?
Oh, yeah.
That's few that ever find it. Come on, man.
Sanctuary, all
Small
that.
sanctuary, come on, man. That's just a testament against them that they really don't understand the scriptures. Talking about numbers, come on, man. When Yahweh Shai came on the scene, he called 12, man. Yahweh Shai didn't call nothing but 12. Then the 12 went out there and gathered everybody else. Yo, go ahead, Doc.
I'm reading again. It's Ecclesiastes 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied.
And what's the wisdom of all the ancient, the things written in this book? Go ahead.
And be occupied in prophecies.
That's our work. We occupied in prophecy. As of tonight, what it is, December the 9th, 8th? This work is centered around prophecy, man. We're going into the things that's coming, you know? So, yep, go ahead, get what you got out, then we go into the information you got, Dawah.
Quick, this is the book of Ezekiel, 37 verse 8. It says, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews in the flesh came upon them.
Yeah, and that's what these other groups are putting on you. All right, like the brother said, the head brother from Hawaii said, you know, he commend them for telling Israel who they are, telling the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, on down to the so-called Mexicans who they are, which is putting the sinews back on them, giving them their ID, letting them know that they the peculiar people. Go ahead.
It says, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Right. So they ain't got no breath, man, which is the true inspiration of the Most High. That's the only way. What did Yahushua said? You gonna gain power. All right. After the Holy Spirit come upon you, Acts 1 and 8. All right. So the Holy Spirit is what drives us, gives us the ability to foresee what they call the prophets in the times of old, seers. Those that see the events that's about to take place. All right. So read that again.
It says, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews in the flesh came upon them, and the flesh covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
All right, so starting with the apostles and the elders here at Great Millstone, we got the breath, the inspiration, the true inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 25. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High.
Which is what? Wisdom. That's the breath.
Yeah. So feel.
Please on to Salakia. Because these other counts, they just skin counts.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They just let
That's
you
it.
know who you are. I forgot, it was an old video of the Pastor they was out on the street. They said these other counts just entry level counts, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just to groom, you know what I mean? Just to groom you, if the Lord, if you had chosen, groom you to you know, get nourished enough to get to the truth, man. See it? Oh man, come on, man. Damn, hold on.
Come on now.
Man.
Come on now.
And it's getting brighter too.
Come on now.
It's getting brighter.
Lucky, y'all.
He's finna disappear. He's finna disappear.
All right, y'all just hold. Keep y'all composed. Keep y'all composed. All right, yeah, come on.
Go ahead.
These other counts, they just entry level counts.
Hey,
man.
can you know what, like, if you go into, that's heavy right there, man. That's heavy.
He's finna disappear.
Can't, what I was saying,
Yeah.
what I was saying,
Came out of it.
and it's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead. See, it's finna go.
Yeah, call all y'all.
Call your house.
Come on now, you can't make that up, now, right? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Look at disappear.
Hey, so what I'm gonna say, right? Damn.
There you go. There you go.
It go.
It just
It go.
40 minutes.
Man.
Hey, man. Hey,
Go
man.
ahead.
Hey, man. Salaki, y'all. Salaki,
Hey,
man.
man.
Straight up, man. Come on, man. Let's just go into the information.
Go ahead.
Let's just go and get the information.
All right. Again, red list, blue list, yellow list, black list. Red list. These people are enemies of the New World Order. They are leaders of patriot groups.
Now, what the brother reading is what we promised through the Spirit. We'll expound on further.
Okay.
We'll continue in this spirit. Last week we wasn't able to just go into everything last week, so now we back through the Spirit of power. Yahweh Shema Shah. Read that one more time. All right?
These red lists, these people are enemies of the New World Order.
Right, the red list. That's you brothers and sisters out there, all of you out there, you believers that believe on the words of Yahweh Shema Shah. You subscribe to this doctrine of Yahweh Shah. This is the doctrine of Yahweh Shah right here, man. That you believe in. You know? You are considered an enemy. Matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. Give me Isaiah 59. Yep, give me that. Give me that. Isaiah 59. And what is it?
15,
Is it 15?
14,
14, get that real quick.
something like that. Make up
He that separated himself. Isaiah 59, like 14 or 15. He that separated himself, depart.
Yep. I think it's like 14, 15.
He that departed from evil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 13.
Bring it out.
13. This is Isaiah 59 and 13. In transgression and lying against the Lord and departing away from our power, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and...
Where you at, dude?
This is 13, 59, 13.
Isaiah 59.
It's 15.
15.
Count.
Read.
Make the water. Salaki. That's 59, Isaiah 59 and 15. Yeah, true fella.
Right.
True fella. Read.
And he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
That's the red list. When you depart from evil, you make yourself a prey. That's the red list. You see that? Go ahead.
And the Lord saw it and displeased him that there was no judgment.
Yeah, so it displeased the Lord that there was no judgment. See? So now, let's go back to what you got.
They are leaders of patriot groups outspoken ministers, outspoken talk show hosts, community leaders, and probably even net leaders. These people will be dragged out of their homes at 4 a.m. and will be taken to female detention centers and killed. This
That's
will
the red list.
Mhm.
Okay? Go ahead.
This will take place approximately 2 weeks before martial law is enforced.
Right. So before martial law is enforced, they're gonna look to round up, and we all know that you got this date that's targeted, December the 10th. Come on, man. You should be able to sniff that out. What's going on here? Esau getting ready to try to round us up. See, they're gonna shut down these channels. That means they're gonna come after us. Go ahead, huh?
Blue list.
The blue list. Go ahead.
These are also enemies of the New World Order, but they are followers of the red list
Right,
folk.
meaning those of you who subscribe to us, they watching you. See? Go ahead.
These people will be rounded up after martial law is in place and will be taken to detention centers and re-educated.
Right, and be educated. Go ahead.
Various mind control techniques will be used on them. Most will not survive
MK
this.
Ultra, yep. Read that part again. Many will not what?
Most will not survive this.
Most will not survive. There's going to be a very torturous, there's going to be a process right there, man, that's going to be far beyond your comprehension, man. See? Go ahead, up.
Yellow list.
The yellow list, that's the yellow belly, that's the
God.
cowards.
God.
Go ahead.
These are citizens who know nothing about the New World Order and don't want to know. They are considered to be no threat at all and will be instructed as to how to behave and will be, most likely do whatever they are told.
Yep, go ahead.
Unfortunately, there are too many of these to be effectively
Which is a direct connection to the Georgia Guidestones. You brothers out there, you need to research that, the Georgia Guidestones, because that's really the core to the New World Order. That goes back to, matter of fact, real quick, give me what's that? Exodus 1:7, real quick. That has always been the formula, if you will, when trying to combat Israel. That's why when you read Psalms 83, it said, "Let us cut them off." See, but let's go back to the formula what these devils subscribe to. Right here, Exodus 1:7. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 1:7. It says, "And the children of Israel were fruitful."
See, so when you go into the Georgia Guidestones and this whole idea of depopulation, who is really geared to? The children of Israel.
That's right.
We the only nation that's really fruitful. Go ahead.
It said, "And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly
See,
and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty."
see that?
It says, "And the land was filled with them."
And that's happening to this very day. So what's that whole Georgia Guidestones agenda and depopulation? It's geared to who? Israel. See? So that's why when you read the yellow list again, read that again.
Gun. Yellow list
They
from
talking
the,
about Israel. Go ahead.
it says, unfortunately, there are too many of these to be effectively controlled. So
See?
many.
We just read in the scriptures again. See how everything can be filtered through the scriptures? There's too many people there's too many of us to be controlled. Go ahead.
So many will be killed or starved.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Con. Blacklist.
Black, yeah. Go ahead.
It says, if anyone reading this is politically active and is outspoken champion of personal liberty, then it is probably safe to assume that you are already on some sort of list.
Right, yeah, so that's the mentality the brothers got to have going in. These devils know who you are. They're watching you, man.
That's right.
And really when you not to go too deep into it, they got the record books. So a lot of these devils know, who's who, man, and what line you come from, Yep, go ahead,
Con. It says, you are already on some sort of list or at least a watch list. You might also be on a cyber blacklist targeting you for disinformation, discrediting campaigns, or perhaps for DDoS ping hacking.
Yep, now what's that DDoS ping hacking?
DDoS.
What's that? Yeah, that's not, see, you know, the men of the Lord, what we do, we see something like that and we go into it, man.
All right. DDoS, it says short for disrupting denial of service.
Right, and that's why you see, like, Storm with the Apostles, different brothers' channels is compromised, man. We witnessing, it's happening, man. There's no more of this saying of is around the corner. We in the midst of it. But you oblivious to it, and that's mercy from the Lord. He's numb you to what's really going on. We in the midst of it. In no time, we'll be out of here. See how the Lord do it? In no time, all of a sudden, the tip will be here. We'll be out of here, man. See, we right in the midst of that. Are not they affecting brothers' channel? See? Come on, man. We in the middle of it. Yeah, hold that. Give what you got.
This is Isaiah 42:9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare.
Yep.
Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Right. And the Lord, that's because through the prophecies, man. That's it right there. And that goes right into what the brother was going into when he called the spirit of prophecy, man. If you really knew what this book was about, you would be prophesying. You gotta get talk about this shit, do this, yo. That's because the spirit of Yahweh is now with the spirit of prophecy. Right out.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was it.
What that was the 9th verse?
Now you
Read
want
the 10th verse.
Okay. Isaiah 42:10. Sing unto the Lord a new song.
What it was? 46.
42 and 9.
Okay, you was in 42.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought it was in 46. It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Matter of fact, Sister Spirit, jump over to 46. Yeah.
This is
That's it.
46.
Start at 9 and read down to 10.
46 and 9. Remember the former things of old.
Right, Noah. Noah. As in the days of Noah. Remember those things. Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord preserved Lot, you know. Remember those things, man. Things written 4 times, written for your learning. See? Go ahead, out.
Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning,
Yep.
and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Right, and that's the things written in this book. The Lord is going to carry out. The Lord send out death threats and he carry them out, man. You think the Lord going to renege? Yep. See what I'm saying? All right, yeah, so let's go back to what you got.
Con, this is what is a DDoS attack and how does it work? It says a distributed denial of service attack occurs
Right, that's
when
why, and that comes in the form of YouTube giving you these guidelines, community guidelines. You can't do a live stream for 6 months, or
Yep.
that's what this is going into. We witnessing it. It's happening, man.
But it says it's got to be kid friendly.
Yeah. Oh, they ask you this question: is this video kid friendly? Hey, Esau, man.
You pedophile.
Them devils can't sleep. They can't sleep, man. Go ahead, up.
it says attack occurs when multiple systems flood the bandwidth or resources of a targeted system, usually one or more web servers. Such an attack is often the result of multiple compromised systems flooding the target system with traffic.
Go ahead, up. Go ahead.
It says, once again, it says, it says, such an attack is often the result of multiple compromised systems flooding the targeted system with traffic. That's
Go
it,
ahead.
man.
So they pretty much flooded.
Yeah,
they reset.
They send multiple bandwidth whenever you're trying to upload a video, cause it to be slow, or even cause your video when it comes through not to even have sound on it.
Yeah, oh, we didn't saw that. We saw that.
Experience.
A couple of the elders and brothers experienced. You know. All right, so you got a precept over there. Bring it out and then go into your information you got. Go ahead.
This Wisdom of Solomon 2:14. He was made to reprove our thoughts.
Right, and this, when you read that scripture right there in its proper context, there's Esau reasoning with himself, and in particular the elites, the chief house of the nation of Edom, which comes in the form of these international bankers, right? They sit around in these think tanks, man. And what's on the top of their agenda? Israel. What we gonna do about these niggas out there on the streets teaching this word, man? What we gonna do about them? So that's what they reason with themselves. That's what they came up with. Read that again up.
He's on Wisdom of Solomon 2:14. He was made to reprove our thoughts.
See, he was made to reprove our thought. The Lord designed us, and you go into Jeremiah, what? The first chapter, you go into that. How the Lord designed us to do what we're doing today. And that was to reprove the thoughts of Esau. Go ahead.
It says, he is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Proving what? These devils watching the live stream too. How many views we got? 3 or 4 elites watching. Matter of fact, give me what's that? Psalms 37 and 12. Give me Psalms 37 and 12 real quick. We're gonna show through the scriptures that Esau watching us too, man. Taking notes. See what I'm saying? They going live tonight. They going live tonight.
This is Psalms
37 and 12.
chapter 37 and verse 12. It says the wicked plotteth against the just.
Oh, the wicked plotteth against the just. How could he plot? Because he watching. Go ahead.
And gnasheth upon Slakia. The wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
See that? And his teeth is his military. So that's the only thing they're gonna come up with. They're gonna come after us. See? So now let's go back out to where you was at.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 2:15 again. It says, he is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Right, because they plotting. They watching us. So, why is that? Matter of fact, give me Psalms 23. Let's prove further that Esau watching us too. You fucking bankers watching us.
Table.
Yep, give me that. So,
Yeah, Psalm 23 in verse this Psalm 23 in verse 5, it says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Read that again.
This is Psalms 23 and 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Meaning what? They the ones, they watching us as well. Really? That's why when you read Isaiah 13, where it said that they might shake the hand, that they might go to the gates of the nobles. This thing was set up. What happened with Moses? Did not Moses go to Pharaoh? So in essence, we going to Pharaoh right now. Starting with the apostles, all the men here at Great Millstone, our teachings is falling on the ears of Pharaoh. And who is Pharaoh in this time? Esau and the bankers. Egypt is Babylon. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Psalms 50 and verse 21. These things have thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
See, they watching us. Before their eyes, the Lord is setting us in order. You got ex-gang bangers breaking the scriptures down. Yeah, go ahead.
What they stood up on their feet.
Yeah, great fear fell upon them. Yeah, get that.
Revelation 11.
Yeah, get that real quick. Oh, what you got too, Ryan? So we can go back to
this is Revelations chapter 11 and verse 11. It says that after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
Which is this word. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
With what?
Which saw them.
So you got jakes out there that take us light, but guess who take us serious, man? Yep. Those who rule the world, those who seize control of the world, take us serious, man. You got motherfucker in the grocery store line looking at you crazy, take you light, you know? But then the elites, those who rule the world, look at us and they look at us with reverence, man. But these the men, these the prophets right here. Yeah, they the view. Yeah, they watching, you know? So now go get what you got, right?
Yeah, come this Wisdom of Solomon 2:15 again. It says, he is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Right, we are grievous unto them, even to behold. Meaning what? They watching us. Go ahead.
For his life is not like others men.
Right, we not like 2 Chainz. We got our own garments. They thought that they'll be able to somehow lure us to sleep, you know, with the philosophies and the wine of Babylon. But we not like you, you other Israelites. The Lord fashioned us in another fashion. Go ahead, I'll continue.
It says, his way, it's like it says, his ways are of another fashion.
His ways are of another fashion. That's us, man. We got on garments. Yeah, go ahead, Doc. You can't get us. You can't bribe us, man. Ain't nothing you can do with us. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 16, it says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Right. We proclaim the fact that Esau, and especially the chief house of the nation, because really when you go into it, it's the elites versus the elect. Everybody else is collateral damage, man. It's us versus the big dog, man. And we esteem them as counterfeit, man. They're a bunch of frauds and phonies.
Right.
Let us tell it. Go ahead, Doc.
He said he abstained from our ways as
And
from
we do
filthiness.
abstain from their ways, which was one of their main ploys, Christianity. We abstain from that. Because when it come to this book, we don't deal with, unless you in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, we ain't dealing with you. In fact, we're going to curse you. Go ahead, Doc. You got something?
Get that mistress clause.
Yeah. Okay. If you can get it real quick, go ahead and grab it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 30.
Because what Esau tried to present to us, we had it for a minute, and then we said, man, the hell with it. We cast that shit off, man. You know?
Is it 30, right? Isaiah 30.
Yep, I think it is in 30. It is. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. Let him continue. Go ahead while you look. Go ahead.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2:16, continuing on, it says he pronounced the end of the just to be blessed.
Hold up. We pronounce the end of the just to be blessed, right? Meaning what? When the smoke clear and the dust settle, the elect amongst the nation of Israel are going to be blessed. We're going to receive a kingdom. See? And that spirit, I was just going to tell you that. Yeah, go ahead, bring that out.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 30, and in verse, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at verse 21. And thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, "This is the way."
This is the way. And they're starting with the apostles and elders and the men that the Lord raised up to convey this word to you as well as us. We all heard that word. This the way. Not Christianity, not church, not subscribing to whatever Esau got to offer, man. The different philosophies. This the way. Go ahead.
This is the way. Walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left,
Go ahead.
ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images
And
of
we
silver.
do defile the covering of the graven images. We defile everything that Esau packaged and sold us. We defile that shit now. Christmas coming up, we hate that shit, man.
Right.
Look at the condition we in, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It said, "Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold."
Now, why did the scripture say of silver and gold? Because your grandma, she see that as value. The silver and gold meaning the things that's looked at to have value, we don't look at it as value. And when you really read, just a nugget, when you read the letter of Jeremiah, it go into that. That's a bad, that's bad. That's dealing with America.
Yep.
Okay? That's heavy right there. That's bad right there. When you read that, it opens you up.
Say dynamite.
Yeah, that's dynamite. Yeah. Yep, go ahead, Doc.
That's it. It says, "Thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's claw."
Right. Read that again.
It says, "Thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's claw."
That's the Lord. How about Shema Shah giving you a vivid illustration of what we did when we came into this truth? We cast everything away from us as a minister's cloth. Thanksgiving, Christmas. Motherfucker tell you Merry Christmas, you in your inside, you like, put you to death, man. Put you to death, man. Hey, you got some precepts on you? Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, go
It
ahead.
says, "Thou shalt cast them away as a minstrel's claw. Thou shalt say unto it, Get thee hence."
Get thee away from me, man. And that's all the believers out there. When you came into this truth, you said, get this all these ideas of Esau. Get that shit away from me. No, that was it on that, right? Get what you got.
Yeah, just a quick precept concerning wisdom is better than silver and gold. Proverbs 3:13, happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold.
And that's bad because that goes into what Esau has determined or deemed as value.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So we disregarded that. That's why your family look at you sideways. Because the thing that they look at as precious,
Yep.
you just dismiss it, man.
Yep.
You get it away from me. All right? Yeah, go ahead, get what you got. Go ahead.
Proverbs 3:15, she is more precious than rubies. Speaking of Sophia,
That's right.
it says, and all the things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her.
Woo!
Right.
Damn.
That's so bad.
That's so bad.
One more.
So for everybody who able to retain this knowledge, there's nothing that can compare to this. You got something else?
One more.
Go ahead.
One more. Verse 16, length of days it is in her right hand.
Whoa, meaning what? The kingdom.
Right.
An everlasting kingdom. A perpetual kingdom.
Yep.
Hey, that's bad. I was watching that Twilight Zone. Hey, did y'all see the Twilight Zone where the guy, he had the young woman, he was old. Then he took this serum.
Oh man, hey,
And
that's
he got young.
Remember
that?
I know exactly what you're talking
That's
about.
the kingdom, man.
Man.
That's the kingdom. And that's scriptural. Because the Lord said they shall wax old like an old garment.
Yeah, kind of.
That's us. We gonna get our youth. It tells you that in I think that's Psalms 133 where it say the do of thy youth.
Okay, yep.
The kingdom entails of youth. We're gonna know this old saying with the so-called white man, the fountain of youth.
Right.
You just found the fountain of youth.
That's right.
This is the fountain of youth right here, man.
Okay.
Because we're gonna receive new bodies that's gonna be in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord said, we're gonna receive the same inheritance he received. And really when you go into that, when the Lord come down from heaven, right? You know we gonna experience that too. Hey, when the Lord come and when the Lord crack the skies, right? And the Lord come, we gonna experience that. You see that, right? Now, Pete, right? When you read Revelation, is that Revelation 21 where it's I seen the kingdom of heaven coming down like a bride, adorned for Jerusalem. Now, guess what? When we go up in the chariots and we come back down, we're going to experience the same thing Yahweh Shai experienced. We're going to come back down to the planet Earth in our glory.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So that's that youth. Yeah, great. Oh, the Lord said that. You going to work greater things than I
I
work.
ain't say that.
Man, the Lord bad.
Lord said
Lord said that. Yeah, don't get.
Hey,
Don't corner me off. You corner me off and question me.
Yeah.
Don't, the Lord said that.
Come
on, man.
The prophets, they always start off with thus
Thus
said
said the Lord. So don't come at me.
That's it.
That's spirit. Yeah, go ahead. Who read? Yeah, give what you got real quick. Somebody read something.
Yep, this is First Maccabees 12 and 9. Therefore, we also, albeit we need none of these things, for that we have the holy book of Scripture in our hands to comfort us.
Woo! And that's this word, you know? So now let's go back to, anybody got a precept? Let's go back to what I got.
All right, this is Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper, chapter 6, HR 4079, and FEMA, a tool that can be used to establish the police state.
Oh, whoa. A tool that can be used to establish what?
The police state.
The police state. Go ahead, Doc.
Says you must never be found at home on any holiday. Your life
Coming up on so-called Christmas, y'all. What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? It says you should not be found at home on any
holiday.
holiday, right?
Yep. Your life depends on how well you can obey this rule.
See that? And this is from an insider. Okay? Which the scriptures talk about that. Give me that real quick, Psalm. Yeah, let's get that real quick.
William Cooper.
See, man, this thing beautiful, man. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah foretold these things before it happened. The Lord told you devils you were going to tell on each other. Now you got William Cooper, he told on you. He told on you, man. Why? Because court is in session, man. When you go into court, when you go into when the government gets squeezed on you, what happens? They interrogate you. So now you being interrogated.
DA.
The DA interrogates you.
Yeah, they get
So
some evidence.
what happened? Hey, and we got and what usually get you when you got audio and video. We got audio and video. We got the pictures of you hanging up.
Yep.
He saw you through, man.
Right.
Hey, it's all we can go into the scriptures on everything. Yeah, so come on.
Is it Psalm 68 or is it
I think it's 64.
64? All right.
If I'm not mistaken, it's called the Psalm.
Trying to fall upon themselves. Okay, let's see.
Read that again out while he getting that.
Come. It reads. It says FEMA, a tool that can be used to establish the police state. You must never be found at home on any holiday.
So William Cooper is giving you a pep talk. Look, this is these devils got planned. All right? And that can be filtered through scriptures. Get what you got, Doc.
Con, this is Psalms 64 and 8. It said, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
Right, they're going to tell on themselves. Hey, call halal Yahweh Shem.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, suddenly, Slacky, it says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
That's it. Yep, go ahead, huh?
It says your life depends on how well you can obey this rule. Alright, little information. It says the only thing that has to happen for FEMA to be able to implement all the executive orders, emergency orders, it's like emergency executive orders, is for the president to declare a national emergency of any type.
Read that again, huh?
It says the only thing that has to happen for FEMA to be able to implement all the executive orders.
Right, and when you go into FEMA, man, that's damn, man. That's the Grim Reaper, man. FEMA, man. They got FEMA coffins.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Katrina.
Yeah.
You know, FEMA, man.
Big time.
Yeah, that's wicked as all hell. That's an eerie vibration. FEMA. See? Ain't nothing good coming out of it. That's Esau, man. Go ahead, huh?
It says the only thing that has to happen for FEMA to be able to implement all executive orders, emergency executive orders, is for the president to declare a national emergency of any type, as long as it is a national emergency. You know, he done declared 2 emergencies already, where he declared a emergency at the border, you know, and I believe he done declared another emergency regarding the financial. Yeah. So,
add
you
Puerto
know,
Rican and Katrina to that too.
that's right.
I was just thinking about that. When you go into Katrina
Yeah.
or any of these so-called natural disasters, which
Yep.
when you
That's it.
peel, you dig beneath the surface, you scratch beneath the surface, that goes back into the HART program. All right? But even when you go into Katrina, they declared a natural disaster, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But they never canceled that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in effect.
Yep. They can implement it
See how
anytime.
wicked these devils is? When they declared that natural state of emergency for FEMA, for Katrina, they never was a time they said, well, it's over. So they'll use the state of emergency through their HART program, then they'll say, you know what, this is a state of emergency. You know? Then they got the documents to support them bringing about martial law. Because martial law is the bridge to New World Order, man.
That's
Let's just simplify it.
That's right.
You know?
I'm gonna give you a little nugget.
Mm-hmm.
The FEMA director for the United States was fired last year. So it all falls into the hands of Donald Trump when he declares that he's gonna have total power.
He fired
Oh,
on purpose.
I ain't know that.
whoa, that's bad. Yeah, because you know what? Matter of fact, somebody give me Proverbs 16 and 18 real quick.
Right.
Because this scripture is a subtle scripture through the spirit. If you viewing this thing through spiritual lenses, of course, you'll know that this right here is dealing with Donald Trump through the spirit. Go ahead.
Proverbs is just 16.
And 18.
Yeah, this Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride going before discretion.
See, pride going before the stress. That's the Lord giving you a chronological order. Esau is going to be at the height of his pride before the Lord do his thing. So who's spearheading that? Trump. This is the proudest dude ever, man. Look at this nigga, man. And when you go back, I think it's 2 years ago at the remember when they went into the when they had
He
elbowed his way. He elbowed his way.
Stout than other eggs.
Yeah, his lip was more stout than his fellows.
Come on, man.
Fucking W. Hey, that was so crazy. He elbowed his way out, then
Yeah.
he actually did that shit. Real talk. You saw that, right?
I remember that video.
See where the scriptures make sense now? That didn't make sense when Martin Luther King was reading it.
That's it.
All right? It makes sense now. That didn't make sense at Bible study with your uncle, man. But it makes sense with us. Read that again. I see how the scriptures come together. Come on, man. Hey, who's saying that? The spirit of King Solomon. Yahweh Shai saying that, right? It's not this. This is our Lord. This is Yahweh Shai bringing this out.
Right.
See?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, yo, up in Bible study.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
In Proverbs 16 and 18, pride going before discretion, and a haughty spirit before a
Who
fall.
that's talking about?
Right.
We know who that's talking about now.
That's it.
Because we trust in the scriptures, man.
Right.
All right, come on. That was it on that.
Got a
Let's go
precept.
back. Oh, you had a precept
Got
out?
a precept to add
Yeah,
on that.
bring it out, then we go back. What you got?
Yeah, this Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 7. Pride is hateful
Right.
before the Most High
Right.
and men.
Whoa, that's why the other nations talking shit about Trump. The Apostle Hart did a video on that. We had these, the world leaders. They was talking shit. They was in little huddles and circles. Yeah, they fuck boy, man. This fuck boy.
That's it.
Then he had a temper tantrum, just like the Apostle Hart said.
Yeah.
And he came back over here, but he only came back over here to impeachment. And that's what the scriptures talk about. He should be in straits. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a spirit, because what select that.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, what he came through last year bowing.
Yeah, he can't
Last
do
year,
elbowing everybody.
And he left this year. That's a cow.
Yeah,
But
between the
Pride going for destruction.
Yep.
There it is.
The Lord said, humble the looks of the haughty looks of the pride. Yeah, come on.
In this book of Sirach 10 and 7 again, it says, pride is hateful before the Most High and man,
Woo!
and by both doth one commit iniquity.
See that? And that's you, devil. Because Trump has stirred up that dormant spirit that's been in Esau. You know, Esau came to a point where they would open the door for you. Hey, how you doing today, sir? Now they saying, let's make America great again. The Lord used Trump to stir that spirit up. All right? Throughout. What you at? All right, come on, let's go.
All right, and some of these executive orders.
All right, these executive orders right here. Hey, give me, he wetted his tongue.
Oh,
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's on 64 again. Yep.
Yep.
These executive orders here.
God.
Lesson on song.
Yeah. Straight up. Psalm 64. Straight up.
Yeah,
Straight up.
This is Psalm 64, and I start at verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy."
Right. See, that's the time we in now. If you really a serious minded brother,
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna say you nervous, But you know that the Lord about to do his thing, man. That's what King David saying.
Yep.
Man, preserve my life from these crazy motherfuckers, man.
Right.
Yeah, because he feel the Lord, because you know that's the sword of the
That's the sword of the Lord. Yep.
The Lord about to take that last proverbial swing at Israel.
Right. That's right.
And you can't say that the Lord, ain't, like the Lord will shy away from that because he did it before. Did not the Lord round you niggas up and take you into cargo slips? Did not the Lord frame and narrate 7 AD? You ate your babies. That's the same power that's getting ready to do his thing, man. So now if you're in the right spirit, you're going to say, Lord, keep me from that.
Right.
Right.
And Esau a crazy motherfucker, man. When you look at him, and you know, scriptures come out. We'll be doing this for another month. We're doing it for another month. Man.
God. Yep.
Go ahead,
It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked,
Yep, go ahead.
from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who wet their tongues like a sword.
Now, what do it mean when it say they wet their tongue? That's going into their laws and legislation. And that's what the reading, those executive orders. Go ahead,
It says, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter word. What's the bitter word? Their legislation. Because what's the form of the bitter word? Rex 84.
Yep.
The King Afro plan. See what I'm saying? This legislation's on the book that pretty much, let's just simplify it, because we don't want to make like we so, we coming off big. We're going to just bring it out raw. They waging war on you.
Right. That's it. That's it.
These devils waging war on you, man.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Go ahead,
God, it said,
Yep, come on.
on this. I said they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
In secret, there in those councils. Fucking devil.
Yep.
That's the, man, the Lord so bad, it'll make you hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do these devils do on a small level? They're born camouflage, they sit up in these trees, and they're shooting at the fucking deers, man.
Yeah, put some damn bait out there for them.
They'll put a bait out. See, so you can't tell me that ain't talking about them, because the Lord gave us a physical replica of what these devils would do to your ass.
Scripture say you'll be like a chased rope.
Yep, and that what they gonna be.
Yeah, they gonna be there.
But now, these devils shooting in secret. See what I'm saying? What they'll do? They'll sit up in the trees, they sit up in the camouflage, and they shoot at innocent deers, man. And that's what they're doing to us.
They'll wait all fucking
They'll wait all night.
Get up early in the morning. 4 in the morning.
That's what this scripture going into, but they're doing it in the form of their laws. Go ahead.
Right. It said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Yeah, read that one more time.
God, it said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
And they don't fear it out. You know?
Right.
Yep. So that was it on that, right?
I mean,
I know. Come on, let's go back.
It's Executive Order 10995 provides for the takeover of communications media.
Right, communication media. And well, we're going into December the 10th.
That's it.
Who knows? So through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemash, all those who follow this channel and follow the apostles, we're gonna be bringing information out where you can follow different outlets daily. And we know you watching Esau. But think about it. We ain't hiding that. Cameras all over the place. Come on, man. Go ahead.
10997 provides the takeover of all electrical and power, petroleum, gas, fuels, and minerals. 10988 provides the takeover of food resources and farms.
See
That's
that?
gonna go into the chip.
Yeah, they're going to the chip. You're right up. Because in order for you to continue with the luxuries that you perceive and think you have, you got to get the chip. See, this is chess. This ain't checkers, man. Hold what you got and get what you got.
Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
What other group doing that?
That's what we doing. We telling you ultimately, it's coming from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
You know, like the Ark said, he gonna take one last swing with his sword, man. One proverbial swing. You know what I'm saying? Esau Edom.
Oh, real quick, since Ark said that, somebody give me Isaiah 10 and 15 real quick. Isaiah 10 and 15. Because the Lord ain't gonna come off his throne and punish you Israelites. He's gonna use his sword. When you go into Psalm 17 and 13, it tell you who the sword of the Lord is, right? So now give me Isaiah 10 and 15 real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast? So like, yeah, this is Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that hewed therewith?
Right, so the axe is in the hand of the Lord. It's just like if you got an M16 assault rifle, it's rendered useless unless somebody pick it up.
Yep.
So this sword, this axe, which is Esau, the Lord is using him. Go ahead.
Or shall the salt magnify itself against him that shake of it?
See? So the Lord is the one that's going to shake up Esau to do it. The Lord's shaking Esau up. Yeah, he using Trump. Trump wake up at 2 in the morning sending out tweets because the Lord, matter of fact, give me Proverbs 21. The Lord dealing with Trump, man. That'll throw a nigga out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody, the Lord dealing with Trump. Yeah, the Lord dealing with Trump, man. Give me Proverbs 21, start at 1.
This is Proverbs 21, verse 1. The king's heart is
Right.
in the hand of the Lord.
Right, and who is the king of Babylon? Trump. His heart, which is his mind, is in the hand of the Lord.
Right.
Right?
As the rivers of water,
Turn
he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Right, so it's the Lord's will. When Trump wake up at 3 in the morning and send out a tweet, that was your how about Shema outside. Go ahead.
And the rivers in this Bible says channels. Whatever channel you turn to, Trump sending out tweets, man. It's wide varieties of it, man. You can get it. Verse 2.
A wide range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wide range. Yeah, okay. Verse 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth his heart.
Right, so the Lord's the one that's working on your mind. All right, that's it on that. Come on.
Back here.
What was? Get the precept real quick, then we go. Somebody had a precept? All right, let's go back to the information.
Oh, no, I think we had the Isaiah
Yeah,
10.
we was right here.
Slide,
Yeah,
that was on me. That was on me. Slide,
go ahead,
slide. This is Isaiah 10 and 15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that hewed therewith?
Right, so Trump is the axe. Go ahead.
Or shall the salt magnify itself against him that shaketh it?
So the Lord shake Trump up out of his sleep and activate him to go to work. Go ahead.
It says, as if the rod should shake itself against them that lifted it up, or as if the staff should lift it up itself, as it were no wood.
Right, so the Lord telling you, look, you devils, you coming up against me when I gave you your power. Go ahead. And it's just like your gun talking shit to you.
Right.
You can't fire off unless I pick you up and shoot you. Go ahead.
Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glories he shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire.
Yeah, call like how about you outside? Yeah, come on, let's go back.
Come. This is Executive Order 10-999. Provides for the takeover of all modes of transportation, control of highways, seaports, etc.
Yep.
So man should desire to go into a city.
Woo!
That's
And
it.
the spirit got it, but we're going to go into that. Matter of fact, somebody go ahead, you get it out. Whole
Okay.
16 and 18 verse.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's Executive Order 11,000. It says provides the mobilization, for all
Hey, that's crazy,
citizens.
these devils, man. That's why the scripture tell you that Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, ought to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Because we got laws, statutes, and commandments right here. These devils then wrote over 11,000.
Yeah.
613
Yeah, 613 laws. These devils done wrote over 11,000 orders and executive orders. See that? Go ahead, dog. Fucking devil, man.
It says provides the mobilization of all citizens into work brigades under the government supervision.
Walmart, all right, different spots. Work brigades.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Executive Order 11,001 provides the governmental takeover of all health, education, and welfare functions. 11 and 2 provides, or it's like it designates the Postmaster General to operate as a national registration of all persons. So this goes into where they gonna come into your neighborhood with school buses, round you up, and take you to your local post office to register you.
Yeah, for the chip.
Come.
That's what that ID 2020.
That's it.
That's gonna come.
Yep.
All right. It says Executive Order 11,003 provides for the government to take over airports and aircrafts.
Yeah, continue. Go ahead. You got it.
11,004 provides for the housing and financial authority to relegate communities and designate areas to be abandoned and establish new locations for population.
See that? Read that one more time.
11,004 provides for the housing and finance authority to relocate communities, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations.
Yep. Now hold that. Read what you got.
This is Second Esdras 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
See, and cast them out of their houses. Read that again out, that last thing you just read.
It says designated areas to be abandoned and establish new locations for populations.
Yep. Oh, all these different stadiums, that's what they set up for. Yep, these malls.
Yep.
Especially these Walmart. Yep. They set them down. Just to accommodate you American citizens
Concentration camp.
to be in these concentration camps. That's the reality of the scriptures right there. That's some nigga in a suit. You see how simple them niggas look now, man? Pastor and preacher. Yep. Go ahead, you got more?
Yeah, Executive Order 11,005 provides for the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities.
And public storage facilities. Go ahead,
It says, now all these are combined under one huge executive order, which allows all this to take place if the president declares a national emergency.
And who is the wildfire? Who is the loose cannon? We believe through the Spirit it'll be Donald Trump, man. Straight up, man. That's the guy that's gonna do that. See? Go ahead,
It says it can be implemented by the head of FEMA. Now keep in mind, we just said that the head of FEMA is
cast out.
fired.
Who is the head of FEMA? Who is truly the head of FEMA? Donald Trump.
Yep.
Come on, man. Go ahead,
It says not by the president, but we know that's
We know that's
it.
See what I'm saying?
That's it.
Esau play games with you. But like we said, this chess. Go ahead.
It says the president has already given him the power under these executive orders. Okay. All right, this is a sub-paragraph. A national emergency, total takeover. It says this report was updated in 1979 on the concentration camps program.
Whoa, concentration camp. Hold that. And go to Second Ezra. Yep. Give Revelation 3. Is that? Revelation 3 and 10. 2. No, you let them one of them get that. And go ahead. Idle, feed idols.
Oh yeah, I
Get
well, this is the Second Esdras, chapter 16 and 68. It said, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude."
Now, what is this going into? Does that link up with Revelation 12 and 12?
Yep.
The devil shall come down with what?
Great wrath.
See?
Yep.
Go ahead.
For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you.
See, they mad at you Israelites.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Niggas on Instagram and Snapchat, and these devils piss, smoke coming out their ear. Come on, huh?
And they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols.
And that's dealing with the chip. They're gonna feed you with things idols offered unto idols. Go ahead.
It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision,
Right, when you consent to getting the chip, you're gonna be had in derision. Go ahead.
and in reproach,
And a reproach. Go ahead.
and trodden underfoot.
And try underfoot. It's videos out there where these different concentration camps, they whooping your ass in there. Go ahead.
It says, for there shall be in every place and in their cities
And that's a buzzword for America. Because what's the average American known as? A citizen. Go ahead.
a great insurrection upon those that fear the
And
Lord.
that's talking about all you Israelites. Now hold that and give me what you got. Revelation.
Yeah, this book of Revelations 2:10, it says, fear not, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall
Who
carry
is
some
the
of
devil? Is that a guy in a red spandex suit? Like the devil gonna bust up out the ground. You know what I mean? A hand come out. Yeah, a hand bust out the ground with dirt.
Jason.
Yeah. No, that devil is talking about Esau. That's the so-called white man. He's gonna round you up and cash you in the Walmart. All right, we here to simplify.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye
Walmart.
Yeah.
that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Right, that's a period of time. Go ahead.
Be thou faithful unto death,
See, be unfaithful to death. You presented with death, be faithful. Go ahead.
and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's bad. Because when it said be faithful to death, when it said I give you a crown of life, that means the Lord can come in and save you. Like you be faithful all the way to the guillotine about to drop down. When the guillotine drop down, you disappear. You get life. Hold that, and get what you got.
This is Second Maccabees
Pop back
chapter.
up with the brothers. I'm just in the concentration camp. All right. Go ahead.
Second
And the Lord
Maccabees.
about to do his thing, man. And like I said, for those who might stumble across this live stream, you know what I mean? This ain't for you, man. Go ahead.
Second Maccabees 6 and 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestions of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Right, and you know what's heavy about this? This is a foreshadow. Just like the Maccabees overcame them and overthrew those fucking devils. The Spirit of the Lord gonna do that in a spiritual sense this time.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, and whoso would not conform themselves put to death.
Right, and that's what's gonna happen to you.
Select.
But read it, hold, read it again.
Yeah, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death.
Yeah, and getting the chip is a part of the manners of the Gentiles.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You got more?
Yeah. Then might a man have seen the present misery.
See? All right, come on, let's go back.
And a quick precept.
Get what you got.
Yeah, this is the book of Daniel 3 in verse 17. It says, if it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us.
Jump up.
It is you can start at 16. 16. This, Daniel 3 and 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he would deliver us out thine hand, O king.
Right, and that's the mentality that we're gonna have. When these devils try to round us up, we're gonna have the spirit on us like, man, the hell with you, man. Our power has the ability to deliver us out of whatever situation. Go ahead, out.
Verse 18, it says, but if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we would not serve thy gods, nor worship thy image, which thou hast set up.
That's it.
Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Let it be known. Read that one more time then.
It is on Daniel 3 in verse 17. It says, if it be so, our power whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship thy golden image, which thou hast set up.
Right, and when you go into the image of the beast, the mark of the beast, that's the same spirit that's gonna be on us. We're not gonna worship that, you know. I mean, we're not gonna take that too. Right? So yeah, come on,
Under national emergency, total takeover says this is an updated report on the concentration camps program of the Department of Defense of the United States.
We just read that in Revelation. It said, "The devil shall cast some of you in wet at the prison." That's those concentration camps. Matter of fact, let's further prove that. Give me Jeremiah 15. Yep. The concentration camps is in the scriptures. Now, is you gonna see concentration camps? No. But it's in the scriptures. All right. So give me that real quick, out.
This is this is Jeremiah chapter 15. You want to just start?
Yeah, go
at the
straight to
top?
the point if you can.
Okay, yeah, this is Jeremiah 15, and I started 2. It said, and it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth?
Right, you're gonna have jakes that gonna come to us. They was talking shit at one point. They're gonna say, well, what should we do? All right, go ahead. And what we gonna tell them?
Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord.
There you go.
Such as are for
You
death.
know what that means? Somebody gonna come up, ask that question, gonna say, give me this precept. Thus said Yahweh Shai.
It says, thus says the Lord, such as for death.
Let's see. Wait, this is 15. That ain't all caps either.
No,
That's spirit. That's Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword,
Right?
and such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity.
That's the concentration camps.
right.
See? Go ahead.
And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord,
Read.
the sword to slay,
Esau. Go ahead.
and the dogs of terror,
The wild beast. Read.
and the fowls of the heaven,
Uh-huh.
and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
See that's mourning, lamentations, and woe.
Sweet.
So now let's go back.
Okay. Implementing the new government. It says, order, were implemented, the post office department will be responsible for a national registry. Says the State Department will be responsible for the protection of the United Nations personnel or property and prevention of escape from the United States.
Yep.
Ain't no getting away.
That's the snap. That's that web. That's that pit.
Dang.
When you look up that word pit, it says a place for trapping lions. What?
The Department of Defense will be responsible for the implementation of industry and direct of services and national production system, controlling of censorship and communication of non-industrial facilities. The Commerce Department will be responsible for selection and international distribution of commodities.
Right. So, more of the story.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Hey, to be honest with you, this is gonna be another continuation.
Right.
It look like.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like. You know?
Yeah.
But that's the spirit of the Lord, because that's the time we're coming into.
Yep.
Let's get that. Let's go there. Let's get Daniel the 12th chapter. If you got something, get what you got. Get Daniel 12:1, and somebody get Matthew 24.
Yeah, this is Revelations 18 and 7. How much shall she have glorified herself and lived deliciously? So much.
And somebody get Acts 14:22. Go ahead, Doc.
So much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I said a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day,
Yep.
death and mourning and famine,
Yeah.
and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Hey man, there's nothing good coming out of that, man. Death and torment, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. That's the chronological order. See, you're gonna be death, you're gonna be tormented, you're gonna be concentration camps, Esau, the Lord gonna give Esau the jurisdiction and the liberty to wreak havoc on you. And ultimately, this place is gonna be destroyed, man. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, Al.
It said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, who judgeth her.
So that's how about Shemel Shai gonna be the ultimate puppet master. All right.
That's it.
Yep. So come on. Hold that and give me what I said. No, that was another one called Daniel. Daniel 12. Get Daniel 12 first and 1, then we'll get Acts 14 and 22. Daniel 12 and 1. Because again, this is the message, you know. What happened when Yahweh Shai, what was Yahweh Shai message? Are not we the extension of Yahweh Shai? What did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai said, look, mourn for your children. Matter of fact, give me that where it said, when you see Jerusalem capacity, you can find that.
Luke 21.
Somebody can type it up.
There's 21, 24.
Yep, go there. Because what was that not Yahweh Shai message? So are not we in the stead of Yahweh Shai? Come on. So let's give me Daniel 12 and 1.
This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered.
See that? That means that it's going to be a time that we coming into that's not going to be rival with any other time. Matter of fact, give me 2nd Ezra 16. It started at like 7. Go ahead, read that again.
Con. This is Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered,
Read.
every one that shall be found written in the book.
Read in Yahweh Shai. That links up with, is not Yahweh Shai the book? Psalms 40 and 7.
Yep.
Hebrews 10 and 7. Yep. And also when you read St. John the 15th chapter, those that abide in thee. Yep.
That's it.
So that's the elect right there. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And many of them shall sleep in the dust.
That what we wanted, right there. Now, come on.
Pass about what you want to second Ezra.
2nd Ezra 16, yeah.
Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as in the gold and the fire.
Read.
It says, hear, O ye my beloved.
See, hear, O ye my beloved. That's the elect. Yeah.
He says, hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
Whoa, the days of trouble are at hand. Hold that, give me Isaiah 33 and 6. The days of trouble are at hand. This is the Lord giving us a pep talk. Bring it out.
This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
See? The wisdom of the scripture on the stability of wet time. Go ahead, go back right here.
God, it says, hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver.
Jacob's trouble, read.
But I will deliver you from the same.
Give me Jeremiah 30 and 7. Lord said, I will deliver you from the time of Jacob's trouble. That ain't talking about all Israel, they're talking about the elect. Bring that out real quick, Jeremiah 30 and 7.
The kind is the book of Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. It says, alas, for the day is great, so there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble,
But what's going to happen?
but he shall be saved out of it.
See, now go back here.
It said, hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
Jacob's trouble. Go ahead.
But I will deliver you from the same.
The Lord gonna deliver. The Lord giving us a pep talk right here, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
He said, be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
That's where faith come in.
For the Most High is your guide.
Yep. Read. Continue.
Increase up.
Yeah, bring that out there. Go back.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
jump up to 2nd Ezra 16 to 27. Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities to meddle no more with them ever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
Mm.
Man.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they're back 2nd Ezra 16
Hey.
and verse, start back at 75. It said, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your,
Neither doubt. Go ahead.
for the Most High is your guide, and the God of them who keep my commandments.
And what is the commandments? Is it talking about when they call the laws of Moses? No. Continue. He's gonna show you that.
And precepts.
And precepts. The commandments is this whole book.
Psalm 119.
Psalm 119. Right? Right. You pick what you want, what precept you want.
It says,
From Adam to to Zion. You know what I
Bill for now.
mean? Yeah. Adam to Zion. You pick what you want. Go ahead.
It says, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord of power, let not your sins weigh you down,
Yep.
and let not your
That prove right there all of us went off.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Don't let that weigh you down. Because that's almost about to link into another chamber when you read Ecclesiastes 14th chapter. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered with bushes,
Yep.
and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through.
Who you think about? ITR.
Yep, that's it.
They channel is like weeds. Nobody can travel through that. There's nothing there. Why? Because they not doing the work. When you work, you cutting away all the weeds. Charity covers a multitude of sins. All right? Come on, finish that off.
It is left undressed,
See, you ain't got the garments.
and it's that's it. It
Yeah,
is.
come on, man.
That's it.
Come on, Lord bad, man. Lord bad, man. You naked now. Go ahead.
It is left undressed and is cast into the fire.
Into the missiles. That's actually a realm. That's going to be a dimension. See, that's how bad this thing is. That's a realm. When the missiles come, that's actually a realm. Yeah. But we going to be, Lord willing, if we number amongst that precious help, we're going to be up in the chariot.
Right.
We're going to be in the realm. That's why the Lord said, that's the rest. Somebody give me Isaiah 26:10. That's why the Lord said, they should never enter into my rest. When you read in the book of Hebrews,
Okay.
you have been numbered to this realm of missiles. It reminds me of Don't Be a Menace, where the nigga pulled the strap, then he pulled the shit. and he- What ended it all? The nigga put the USS off missile. Yeah, that's the spirit of the Lord, man. That's Yahweh Shai and a cruel joke. Man, y'all, Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai, man. That was Yahweh Shai right there. See, that's why the scriptures say the world was made for the elect's sake. See, a lot of people watch that movie as entertainment, but we watch that to give us comfort. Nigga pulled out the USS Omnibus. Come on, man. This nigga said that. Nigga said USS. Get the fuck out of here.
Get all out of here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Got you. Hold on, give what you got. Ready.
Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shown to the wicked,
Mm-hmm.
yet will he not learn righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
And the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Esau. All right, come on.
You to my 20. You look for 26 and 20.
That's what I want. I want
Yeah,
Isaiah
yeah.
26 and
Oh,
20.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
that
what
was
I
the
want.
intent to the change. Yeah.
Okay,
that was- that was-
20.
yeah.
That's right.
Bring it up.
That legal. Isaiah 26 and 20.
Read.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers,
Yeah.
and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Right, and that's when the Lord gonna beam us up in them chariots, man.
That's right.
Man.
And we not gonna witness what you people gonna have to endure, man. See? That's why the Lord said they should never enter into my rest. See? Come on.
Alright, well, let me get this. Second Ezra 16 and 7-8. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith.
Right, and that's dealing with the nuclear missiles, man.
See?
Okay? Now, anybody got a precept?
I thought you called for Luke 21.
Yeah, let's get that real quick.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
gonna say this real quick, through the spirit. This gonna be a continuing. I already see through the spirit. It's gonna be a series. It's gonna be a series, man. We're gonna go into through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shai, things that the Lord got coming, man. You know, that's and that's the message that the Lord is sending out to the believers, man. To give your mind and get you prepared for the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
That's right.
Straight up, man. This thing ain't a thing of fluke, y'all.
Yeah, like the brother Yawasap brought out earlier that Ezekiel 3 and 17.
Yeah, yeah.
Get them warning for me.
Warning from me.
Hey, when Yahweh Shai was in the Garden of Gethsemane, that wasn't no. They weren't celebrating then.
That wasn't light work.
Yeah, it was drama. See?
Yeah.
It was drama, man. That's what this thing about, man. We got to prepare the minds of the believers, you know, what's about to happen. Come on.
Real quick.
Yeah, get what you got there. I'll get what he got.
Acts 14 and 22,
That's what I wanted, too.
confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith,
Continue in the faith, go ahead.
and that we must through much tribulation.
So you see that our mentality, what we going into, is in harmony with the scriptures.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Right, tribulation means trouble.
Right.
So
Right.
this the spirit we supposed to be. We should be warning you. What Noah was doing. All right? Leave it at that. Come on.
This is Luke chapter
Yeah,
21, start at verse 17.
Yes, sir.
But ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Read it again.
Read.
What you talking about?
Come, this is Luke 21 and 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not an hair of your head perish.
Call Allah, Yahweh,
Shy.
Lord, comforting us, man.
Feel none of these things.
Come on, man. And you know, we the only one that grow our hair.
Yeah.
We grow in the beard. Because when you go into the hair, that's why I say his head and his hair.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, in your patience possess your soul.
Right, and we being patient.
Suffering.
That's right. Yeah.
It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Right, and that's coming, man.
Right.
And that we're going to them executive orders. See? So yeah, man. Hey, with that, want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there that's contributing to pushing the word of Yahweh Shema Shai out there, you know, and to you believers too, because without that audience, if you will,
Right.
then the scriptures talk about ears,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So you got the mouthpiece and ears, you know. So you know, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Till the next time, shalom.
Shalom. DTA, Abba Babal.
Them to you monsters.
Demons.
Demons, man.
Real
Unbelievers, you naysayers.